fuckface. First, take a big step back and literally fuck your own face! Otherwise, I'm gonna have to head down there and I will rain down on a godly fucking firestorm upon you. You're gonna have to call the fucking United Nations and get a fucking binding resolution to keep me from fucking destroying you. I am talking scorched earth, motherfucker! I will massacre you! I will fuck you up!
God damn! What's going on, everybody? Thanks for checking out another episode of Real Ass People's Entertainment. Today we had on a Seattle pro wrestler, Rebel Kel. Yes, a female pro wrestler located right here in the great city of Seattle. It was pretty awesome talking to her. We talked about how she got into it, how her family feels about it, her favorite fucking moves. We talked about everything. So I hope you guys really enjoy this. It was really a fun podcast. The Dino, sorry Ryan, he's not going by the Dino anymore. I don't know why. Ryan really wanted to have her on. He thinks she's a total badass, and quite frankly, I have to agree. She kills it. I would love to see some footage of her fucking shit up. Anyways, we're gonna make this short. Let's get right into it with Rebel Kel. Woo!
This podcast is brought to you by OnlyFans Baristas on Instagram. At OnlyFans Baristas, we promote the hottest bikini baristas around the country and linking you with their OnlyFans.com account. Go follow at OnlyFans Baristas and start connecting with those sexy baristas today.
First off, also, I'm very sorry that you agreed to do this podcast because this will probably be the worst podcast you ever do.
I can already tell it's one of my better ones.
Fuck yeah.
Okay,
hey, see, that's what I'm talking about. What?
Bring us into this. God damn it.
Okay. Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Real Ass People. I'm your boy Dino. As always, that's your boy Dirty Dan. And right there at the bottom of your screen, that's our girl, Rebel Kel. Kel, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Kel. I'm from Seattle. Pro wrestler. Been pro wrestling for 4 years now.
What?
Yeah, I don't know what else you want to know.
Is there a lot of pro wrestling in Seattle?
No, there's not. I think it's a lot more like South and East Coast. Like a lot more pro wrestling. There are promotions that run every month, typically when we're not in a pandemic, but there are promotions that run every month. But if you were to go to like New Jersey or the East Coast or something, it would be like 4 a weekend, like 4 shows a weekend.
Wow.
Jesus.
Holy shit.
Indie shows.
Okay, question.
So you must do a lot of traveling, because if it's not all here, you got to go to everything.
Yeah, I've done quite a bit of traveling. It's pretty exciting. It's actually probably the best perk of the job is getting to travel. I spent 3 months in Japan last year.
Fuck
and
yeah.
that was
Where in
all paid
Japan?
for, and I got paid to go, so that was awesome.
Where in Japan did you go?
So I was living in Tokyo, but we traveled all the way to Osaka and all around to all different cities. It was like a tour thing.
I'm jealous.
Cool.
It was really
I used to live there, so I just.
Oh, really?
was curious.
I didn't even.
But I
think
didn't live on mainland Japan though. I lived on Okinawa, which is like a very, very, very tiny island south of mainland Japan. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was super fucking cool. That's awesome that you got to experience that.
Yeah.
And that they paid for it too. Because I was about to ask you, it must be. Obviously, do you?
He has a hard time.
I don't think you wrestle. Yeah, sorry.
Do I get paid
you
to
don't wrestle like in the yeah. Well, like okay, so do you get paid to wrestle?
Yeah. But
Okay.
it's kind of like a musician where like, yeah, I get paid for my events, but I'm spending money on training and blah, 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 right?
So that's what I was going to ask you is what's your expenditure on stuff like that too, you know?
Yeah,
It's probably
besides
pretty
like
high.
gear and like some shows, like, you know, a small show might not pay you for travel, but big shows would, you know, and if it's a plane ticket, that's got to be included in the deal, you know.
Right.
But it's like a musician where it's like you got to pay for your instruments, you got to pay for your lessons, you know, and then hope that one day it all pays off for you, you know. But
Right. So, do you think it's paid off for you?
I think absolutely. Like that trip to
Yeah.
Japan alone makes everything I've ever done
Right.
worth it. Like
Did you get to train with some sumo wrestlers?
no, but the Japanese
Oh
girls
man,
hit hard over there, so that was
do
like,
they?
yeah, for sure. Because pro wrestling
I
is
didn't even
huge
know.
over there, you know, and sumo wrestling and all those contact sports, like
Right.
they are known for the hard hits over there. But
Right.
I'm
Well,
also
I could
taller
definitely
than
tell
every girl
you.
on their roster.
Right.
Well,
Well, I
I'm
can definitely
curious.
tell you sumo's huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got a question. What made you get into wrestling? Because it's not something that you see a lot of women in. At least not someone that. I mean, I don't know. Is there a lot of women? I don't.
No, I mean, no, there's not. But I always was like a tomboy growing up. I played like every recess. I was like playing whatever pickup games like, you know, were happening. And I just always loved sports and contact sports. I played basketball my whole life. And then I went to college. I stopped playing sports and I like kind of realized like I need that as part of my identity. Like I need that, I don't know.
Competition.
Yeah, I need that. That's what makes me happy.
Right.
So I literally just kind of like started doing research like on all these sports, like people that post college could play and still potentially make a living at. Like I'm looking at ages, I'm looking at, you know, heights, weights, like kind of like what could be plausible if I still wanted to be a pro athlete, how could I do it? And
Right.
I wasn't really a pro wrestling fan growing up. And I don't know. I wanted to do MMA,
Right.
but I'm tall and I'm kind of skinny. So I didn't know if that would work.
Right. I was actually just about to ask you that. What drew you away from like actual fighting to wrestling? Because I feel like I hear all the time people who didn't know what the fuck to do in life, you know, say similar
Yeah.
situations, but like
Yeah.
totally just they just went for it, and just like you said, you know, they risk it all, hopefully it pays off, and like, you know, some of them obviously it's paying off pretty fucking huge, you know. So
Absolutely. It was a bunch of things. Like I said, I looked up like heights and weights of people that are successful right now in MMA and UFC, and they seem to be like shorter girls, right?
Right.
And
How tall are you?
6 foot.
Damn, you're tall. Sorry. Sorry.
But it is something I would still love to do. Like I would
Right.
I think it would be amazing to be in a professional fight. So I mean, I haven't
Right.
put it off the table yet, but as right now, like I do jujitsu a little bit, and I really like martial arts, but
Right.
I get worried that I'll get hurt in one sport when I'm trying to pursue another one, if that makes sense.
Right. No, absolutely it does. And I'd be pretty worried about that too if I was trying to do multiple things at once. Obviously, you get concerned about it. Like there's things that I do that usually I take a sec. I used to not, but now I do because of my profession. I always take an extra second to think about it because I try to quickly weigh out the outcome if I do get hurt, if I'll be able to continue to do my living elsewhere. You know,
Absolutely.
I like to say that I don't give a fuck, but deep down I absolutely give a fuck.
I just
And I
would be
shit out of myself. I keep forgetting
Yeah,
that
I
I
would-
job and just do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It usually doesn't end up.
not everybody can.
Well, one time I was
Um,
like in Texas and we were doing a women's tournament that night, and I went and trained jujitsu in the morning, and I like my knee buckled from underneath me and was totally like out of its socket, and I was just like, wow, I don't know, I need to think about it. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Fun.
what am I going?
What
for
was
here?
So Rebel Kel.
Yeah.
Okay, that's your name. Take us through this process. And I feel like a lot of people do this. Obviously, like it took me a while to figure it out for identity and things like that for my profession. How did Rebel Kel, obviously you were talking about like your name and stuff, but how did your persona of you as a wrestler come about? Take us through that.
One, I wanted like a wrestling name that was, the boys all get to be like Batista, Triple H, The Rock, blah blah blah, but the girls,
And I I don't get those. Like some of the guys' names, like I don't get how the fuck they came up with that shit.
I know, I don't either, but the girls all do like first and last names, you know what I mean? Charlotte
Right.
Flair, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks. I wanted like a different persona for like a woman. I wanted to be someone that does, you know, one that you don't get kind of, you know
Right.
what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
so I kind of like was thinking about that, and someone like texted me and said like, you rebel or whatever, and I had been called that so many times in my life, like instantly it just clicked, like I want like rebel in my name. Like I don't know what it is yet. I'm thinking like Kel, Rebel, blah, I don't know. I was thinking all sorts of things,
right.
but then I love 80s music. Absolutely love 80s music. So then, you know, Rebel Yell, I don't know. I thought I was cute, and
It
does
took a second to click, but yeah, I like that. That makes sense.
Does Rebel Yell play while you exit into the arena?
I've done it, but you know, it's just not the best song to like hype people up, I think.
What's your hype song?
It would get me pretty.
Okay, AC/DC. Okay.
Yeah, I walk out to Highway to Hell right now.
That's a good
Oh
one.
geez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the funniest? Is it okay? So question: is it an intro song or an outro song?
Well, both. Like
Okay.
intro, no matter what. Exit song if you win, right? So like they play the winner's music.
Okay.
As they walk out, and they get that
What's
last
the
moment
weirdest
to
you've
be
ever
like,
heard?
what?
What's the weirdest you've ever heard? Like something that was like totally like, how the hell is this playing right now?
God, there's a bunch. And, like wrestlers are so screwy. Like everyone's got like this character, you know. So there's a bunch. Like
right. And now okay, so like when you were creating this character and all of this type of stuff, and I'm assuming that's what it is. It's more like because you're creating a persona. Obviously, you're
absolutely
still yourself, but you're creating this image.
right.
And we were just talking about this. Who did you think of when you were were you thinking of other pro wrestlers? Like, was there things that you drew to, like, oh, I like this about this person, like especially about like your gear and stuff? How did you think about putting the ensemble together?
I not wrestlers, because like I said, I didn't grow up watching wrestling. I read this one book, or like this book series I really liked, and I feel like I somewhat try to, I don't know, I somewhat take on those characteristics. Her name's Gaia. She's a tomboy and badass, doesn't have the fear gene, and like kicks people's ass all the time. She's a super cool chick, right? But I don't know, I guess like the style, I just like leather jackets and aviators. That's like, who doesn't? You know?
I kind of feel like it's just like you in
that.
general. Yeah.
It's a classic badass look.
And then like I remember I told my trainer that I was gonna wear jean shorts to my first match, because he's like, oh, do you have gear? Like I was having a match coming up and I didn't have like any gear made, and I was like, I don't know, I think I'm just gonna wear jean shorts, you know. And he's like, and I kind of just like made me want to like stick with it and run with it, because I wanted people to like look at me and be like, what is she wearing? I don't know, like not typically how you'd see a wrestling chick.
I don't know. I was going through your Instagram. I thought it looked pretty badass.
Well, thank you.
I like it.
Thank you.
Random, almost like slightly political question.
Yeah.
When I see female wrestlers in the WWE, just like, or whatever it's called, as you see for most people, how do you feel as a female wrestler that they're still trying to, because I feel like,
it's long. Jesus.
I know, but it's just so much rattling through my head right now.
Thoughts,
I'm sorry.
Man.
You don't have to worry about being politically correct with me.
Oh, I'm not worried about that.
We don't worry about that anyways.
Yeah. Wrestling's not really a sexy sport, but they still try, I feel like they still try to very like overly sexualize females in wrestling. How do you feel about that?
I feel like in the past that was true.
Right.
And if that was still the case, and we're still having bra and panty matches, and we're still like kind of being like looked at as a joke, like I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be doing it. That's
right.
not what I'm all about at all. I'm
Right.
like always been the girl that's like, I'm an athlete just like you, and I'll whoop your ass
Mhm.
on the fucking court. You know? Am I allowed to cuss?
Right. Yes.
You can say whatever you want.
Okay,
I was
cool.
about to say, where the fuck do you think you are right now? Like, you could absolutely fucking swear right now. Okay.
Well, you know,
Literally nothing's off limits on this show. It's
Yeah.
just a,
I ask after I say it, but so I always just wanted to like be like the girl athlete that like was just as good as the boys, and wrestling is changing. So it's just kind of like UFC, in that like now they're getting more matches on a card, right? And people care about it more. You actually have to have skill now to be a women's MMA fighter
Right.
or a women's wrestler. Like you can't just like show up and be cute anymore.
Right.
Not that, you know, they didn't have skill in the past. That's not even what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's changed totally.
Right. So you're saying it's getting grittier, so it's like actually like wrestling, like
I'm just saying
that's
it
it.
takes like skill. It's not so much all about the look anymore. It's not like sexified, like they're walking out and they're doing like the bathing suit competitions, you know, and that sort of stuff. They're getting matches on the card. They just main evented WrestleMania last year. They're getting like 4 matches on a card versus having 1 on a card. And it's not, the women's match isn't considered the popcorn match anymore, which the popcorn match is like when everyone gets up and gets popcorn, right?
yeah.
Right.
Now people, they're interesting. Now they've got scale behind it. Now like people want to watch the girls because they're so like athletic, and I don't know.
So do you think what was the movie that just came out about the pro female wrestler? The Rock was in it. It was like where she came
Fighting
from.
with my family, yeah.
Yeah. How do you think that movie may have had an influence on the sport at all, good or bad, or?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think Total Divas has had an impact. I think that there's just like a lot more about pro wrestling now, I think.
Right.
But then again, I don't know.
I feel like as however true or fake that movie may be, it did make me open my eyes a little bit to like the world of pro wrestling.
That movie is insanely like accurate as far as like behind the scenes.
Oh, cool. I totally thought she was gonna say that movie was fucking trash.
Yeah, between that movie and a Joe Rogan podcast where I was listening to an old 80s wrestler, it really opened my eyes. I was like, Jesus Christ, there's a whole ton of shit that I didn't know. It's not just people showing up and doing some fake, not fake, but putting on a show and going home. Like there's a ton of shit that goes into it.
There's a lot more than I thought that went into it, right? Like when I was like first getting into it, I had no idea what I was getting into.
So I'm not a wrestling fan. And okay. Never watched it. I know people who are diehard of it. So I'm gonna ask you the world question.
Already?
Oh fuck yeah! What the fuck do you think this is? Fuck yeah, I am. Okay.
Now the show's just gonna be super anticlimactic.
Is wrestling
coming? So
is wrestling real?
What do you mean by real?
For them, it's real, but no one's actually getting their necks broke on the mat.
Exactly, right? Like there are hits that like we're really hitting them. Like there are hits that we're really hitting them, but we're also not trying to kill our partner. So like it's an art of making it look devastating and not actually devastating this person.
Okay, so then what about, so then taking it even further down that question line,
Jesus.
What about when they bring in like the ladders and all that other shit? Like how, because I was about to say, there's no way that you can fake like a 13-foot drop. Yeah.
I've broke my elbow because I took a chair shot in the back. And my elbow was like a little further behind. It smashed my elbow. Damn, like that's real. The chairs, the ladders, like the hitting on the mat. That's the hard part actually. Is getting your back used to like hitting on the ground,
slamming on the ground.
That's all real. As far as
and
like
there's all technique to all this too. Like there's a technique to getting your back slammed on the ground, right?
Absolutely.
Like,
don't hit your neck.
Right. Damn.
But
yeah, so till this moment, I thought that shit was fake as fuck. I'm sorry to say it, but like it just seemed too good to be true. Like, why are you stopping your foot every time you're punching this dude in the face? It makes no fucking sense.
Well,
like
you know, a punch, maybe not real. But you know, a forearm, a slap, all those are real. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Does it feel okay? Does it feel empowering as fuck when you slap the shit out of someone?
Yes.
Does it just like?
Yes, it
right.
is.
Yeah.
I need this. I need this in my life. Like, I have to have this outlet. I was just talking today. I was like, I need to beat someone up right now. Like, I'm like practicing my kicks and my punches, and I'm just like, God, I just like want to like unleash on someone right now. But
Damn, that's intimidating as shit, bro.
So I don't know about hitting somebody. So here in Seattle, we have a popular radio show called BJ and Migs in the morning.
yeah.
And I saw a video of you kicking Migs in the face. Why were you kicking Migs in the face? And how did it feel to kick Migs in the face?
Oh my God, it was awesome. It was so funny. So we were on the New Day, which is like some little snippet on like Channel 5 or something like that, right? And they wanted to set up like an obstacle course for us. And they like Migs was the one that got the hookup, and he invited us, and we made it like us 3 pro wrestlers. We're all gonna do this obstacle course, right? Mm-hmm. And we asked this like lady, older lady, she's the host or whatever, and we're like, can we interfere with each other? Because we're wrestlers, right? Like we're trained to do this. We're trained to like beat each other up. And she was like, no, like, you know, I don't think we should do that. And I just looked at Migs like, I can't not. Like, we're pro wrestlers. We didn't come here to, like, I don't know. Play on. Be like regular people. We're not regular people. We're here to beat each other up. So, like, when he came running down on the obstacle course, I gave him a super kick, like, to the face. And it ended up being, like, a great part of the segment. And the lady thanked me after. She was like, that was super interesting. But
that looked fun. So does he do shows or something around here?
Yeah,
I know he's a huge wrestling fan. It's all he talks about.
Yeah.
He loves playing quotes from The Rock. I believe his favorite wrestler is The Rock.
Okay. Yeah, no, yeah, we train together. I've seen him on shows too. He's on shows a lot.
I didn't know that. It never got brought up on the show. That's super cool.
Yeah. Maybe he shouldn't.
So
maybe he not allowed to promote it or something. I don't know. But yeah, he wrestles on shows.
So it sounded like you were getting kind of angsty up in there, trying to do your moves and shit. How is training life during quarantine? How are you doing with all of this going?
Like, I am still working out, so you know, at least there's that. Mm-hmm. But you know, who knows how long it'll be before contact sports like that are even allowed.
Is wrestling your sole profession right this second?
Right this second, yeah.
Oh shit. Damn, dude, that's fucking badass, dude.
Yeah.
Like
did you have to like ease into it, like do it part-time and then into full-time, or? Oh,
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that was like a lot of local shows or ones that you were like willing to drive to.
Yep, absolutely.
Gotcha. Busy weekends.
Yeah.
Are you collecting unemployment? Like, how does that work? Like, if you're a pro wrestler, like, I don't understand how that works. Talk to me through
that. Well, I worked 1 day a week, but I work 1 day a week. I thought you meant like right now, as in like literally right now, but yeah, I work 1 day a week, so I am getting unemployment.
Wow. Holy shit.
He's a little butthurt because he's self-employed and he's not getting it at the moment.
Well, technically, aren't you technically self-employed? Is that how that works? Yeah.
And my boyfriend is self-employed and he just got unemployment.
What? Fuck you all. God damn it.
Yeah, you gotta.
I know that.
He's struggling with it.
Well, it didn't up until April 18th.
For weeks.
Yeah, I've been applying for weeks. I've been trying on the phone. I have somebody that I knew who called literally on their phone and said they called 90 times and did not get through.
Well, what are you calling for? Just set it up on the computer.
He's from out of state.
I've tried many of times. Trust me.
I'll teach you. I've helped like 8 people set up their unemployment. Text me after, and I'll help you get set up on this unemployment.
I swear to God, if she's the reason why I start collecting unemployment, I would be so fucking pissed.
Oh my God! Happy that you're getting your unemployment, but I'll send him your phone number when we're
okay.
next to you.
So
I got a question.
Okay.
You just sit and wait.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to back it up a little bit. How did your family take it when you wanted to get into like pro wrestling? Like, were they for it, against it, a little iffy about it?
They were just kind of like, where did this come from? Which, any parent would be.
I mean, I would probably be a little surprised if my kid came to me at that point and was like, I want to be a pro wrestler.
Well, and I had just gotten a college degree, so my parents are like, wait a second.
What's your degree?
Yeah, I would have been like, shut up and go to work. Don't, no.
Business administration and organization. But,
Wow, that really.
Whoa. Yeah. Fucking took a Y right there.
Well, kind of. I was like looking into small business ownership, which is what I'm doing basically, with the brand. So yes and no. But my parents were surprised that I just got this piece of paper saying I graduated. And then I say, actually, I'm going to go work for a hot dog and a handshake and be a pro wrestler. So,
That's a good hot dog.
Hey, that's what happened to me. I went to college and I got 2 degrees. I don't use either of them when I became a tattoo artist. So
nice.
fuck it. It doesn't fucking, yeah. Trust me, they gave me that exact same look. Like, you paid how much for this piece of paper and you want to go do what? Like, yeah, absolutely. Exactly. It's frustrating. What about
like, oh my God, we can't imagine you doing anything else. Like, they totally see the vision now and they think it's awesome. So.
Well, it's totally a process too. Like, and the same thing happened for me as well when I made that transition from academic life to obviously getting out of it, and then like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do something completely fucking different with my life. And like you just said, it takes a little bit for them to see what you see and the get-go and what's making you go as well. So I completely understand that on a personal level. What about your significant other? How is it dating a pro wrestler?
He comes to like all my shows, but I think that like when he sees me out there, he like sees me in a different light and it like reignites the flame, you know what I mean? But
that's fucking
like,
cool
that's
as
my
shit.
chick whooping that girl's ass.
Right.
Just like,
does
wow.
he ever get annoyed? Like, are you okay? So I'm assuming since you're a pro wrestler, there's got to be some times when you're out with your man and people come up and say what's up to you. Does he ever get annoyed with shit like that? Yeah. But do you always?
Because like he knows a lot of the people are like fans, and
right.
He ain't really like tripping, but yeah, of course, that's like annoying sometimes, right?
Right. Hey man, I don't know. I'm sure that does great for your fucking ego. I don't know. Like I mean, if people came up to me when I was at a restaurant, my fucking ego would be through the goddamn roof.
Well, that actually has never happened. People have recognized me, but not out while I was with him or whatever. But
okay.
It'll be more like I'll post something on Instagram and get like 30 comments about like bullshit, and he's like,
I wish I got. Fucking Dan, could you imagine if I had 30 comments on one post? I'd be fucking living it up right now. I don't know if you want
the comments I get sometimes. They're asking for pics. They're asking for.
Yeah, they're comment. No one's going to give you 30 comments commenting on your ass, bud.
I wish. Okay, first off, all I have to say is, ladies, you're fucking welcome for this ass. That's all I'm going to say.
You might get 30 comments like, help, please no.
What? Fuck off. Kind of branching off of that, totally random question. When you, and this is more like a personal thing, when you walk into places, do you like size people up? Like subconsciously, do you like size up the room and see who you can fucking take?
I feel like I do.
Like
but,
all the time, or have you ever caught yourself?
No, I'm not like always like looking to fight. But, yeah, I mean, I look at people.
Damn, that's crazy. I would never do that. I just like, I'd be too, like, I feel like I'd catch myself sizing someone up and I'd be like, you need to chill the fuck out, Ryan. Like, you're not going to win this fight. Like, there's absolutely no way or reason for you to be doing that at all right now. When all of this stuff happened for the COVID-19 stuff.
Yeah.
How, because like you said, obviously you're not working and you're waiting for matches to come back up and stuff. Mm-hmm. How did that initially start for you? Like, because for me, obviously I work at a place of business, and you probably don't, but they told me to stay home. How was it for you transitioning to that? Like, when do you have to tell yourself, or?
I kind of had to diversify how I was making money, right? Like I realized it's gonna be a long time before I'm gonna get to work a show. So I started like custom shoots, selling 8x10, selling t-shirts, and kind of like pushing that stuff.
Selling your merchandise.
What?
Selling your merchandise.
Yep, selling merchandise, but also like a 10-minute video of myself. Like people, I don't know. I don't know how people buy this shit, but
isn't that an app now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go on there and someone can choose you and pay you like $5, $10, $15, $20 to do a personalized video to say like happy birthday or you suck or something.
Yeah.
Wait, hold the fuck up.
Yeah, I just saw this the other day.
So we're not talking. Wait, okay, and I'm sorry for this, but like, are we not talking about OnlyFans here? Like, what the fuck is going on right now?
No,
what the hell do you wait? What do you mean you sell
like
10
OnlyFans, but it's not.
No, it's completely clean. Like people can like pay you
It
to just send someone a personalized video message. It's
yeah,
super weird.
That's so weird.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
you could pay like Jennifer Aniston like $100 to wish like your mom a happy birthday or something. But
Cool. Well, I definitely will never be able to do that. So I'll pay you $100 to tell someone happy birthday. Like, she's a pro wrestler. If that counts, fuck. I don't know how else to do that.
But
it's super weird, but it's kind of cool. People can make money that way.
Yeah, it is weird. Well, the thing is, I've been asked many times, and I'm just like, oh my God, like for instance, I haven't sold pictures of my feet, but I get a lot of.
You sold pictures of your feet?
Not yet, but I'm not against it. So people ask me all the time for pictures of my feet, right? And
how do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about a man asking you for a picture of your foot?
I feel like I would give anybody a picture of my feet for free who didn't want it. But because you're asking me for it, now all of a sudden I feel like I got to cover my feet and hide them away. Like,
that's funny. Like I get it. I get why, but that's super funny.
But
Ryan's
that's super normally do, but now I'm unemployed. Like, what's stopping me from sending pictures of my feet? Like, what? Why am I so high and mighty? Why are my feet so good?
I'm super confused right now.
But yeah, it's just your feet. Like, who cares if there's no one cares if there's pictures of their feet out in the world.
Plus, my feet and face aren't going to be in the same photo, so no one will even know mine.
See, let's not gonna lie. I'm looking at my foot right now, and I promise you, ain't nobody trying to fucking spend money on a picture on that motherfucker. Okay, like, what the fuck? I mean, you gotta have some nice feet.
I would pay you to like cover your feet, bud.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like. That's why I'm so confused, because I'm like, if I'm gonna ask a girl to send me a photo, I swear to God, the last thing I'm gonna ask for is for a picture of her fucking feet.
Let me see them feet.
that's and that just sounds so gross and rapey to me. Like, what do you like the whole foot fetish thing? Like, because she's not the only person I've heard say that. I've had many friends that I know that said that they were thinking about selling feet pics, and it's like almost a joke, but it's like in actuality, it kind of sounds like they're selling feet pics, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
I got a couple friends that are making bank selling feet pictures.
Yeah, right. It's a thing. It's a
weird.
thing.
I got it. $1 million idea. You ready?
Yeah.
Put a picture of your foot on a T-shirt and sell it as merchandise. First off, you're welcome for the idea, and I won't take I won't take any credit for it whatsoever.
I seriously think that this is gonna happen. Like, I honestly think it's gonna go on to my
you could even check this out. You could even dress it up in different wrestling personas.
Each toe.
Thank.
Oh my God.
I fucking know. I know. Thank you.
Ryan needs to go back to work.
I need to go back to work.
Ryan needs to go back to work. He's
got
in his mind right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I got a question.
What's up, Dan?
I got a question.
I know. What's up?
I'm getting there. Jesus, waiting for you to shut up. You talked about breaking your elbow earlier. What other injuries have you sustained? Like, has there just been like a multitude, or just one?
I've actually been pretty lucky. Besides a couple concussions, the elbow, and then there's always like something hurting, but it's not been like debilitating. Nothing broken besides the elbow. Nothing. I've sprained the ankle, but nothing too bad.
That's
so
good.
I've been really lucky because
But
my back and everything's always hurting.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I think that's why we get so pissed when people call it fake, because it's like you really don't know how shitty our body feels right now.
Hey, well, I don't wrestle. My body feels like shit all the time, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's true. That's
true. Do you smoke weed?
Hell yeah.
Do you do hey, I don't know. I hear professional athlete, typically, like, that's kind of looked down upon these days. Is that a huge thing in the industry? Is that
smoking pot?
Well, okay, smoking pot's huge everywhere. I mean, like, so like, kind of that taboo side of it, like sometimes back in the day when I thought of wrestling, you think about big juiced yoked fucking dudes throwing each other around, and that was kind of like attached to it. So like now, especially living in a state where it's totally recreationally legal, is that something that you have to worry about? Like, I'm assuming you probably don't get drug tested for weed or anything like that, do you?
No. Mm-mm.
No. Do you get drug tested before each match? Like, is that still a thing? Or damn, they don't give a fuck anymore, bro. Dude, holy shit. Have you ever done steroids?
No.
Are you lying?
No.
Yeah, you're like, do these look like they have steroids in them? Probably not.
Come on.
So I want to go back to the drugs. What, like, is there still a lot of drug usage in pro wrestling? Like,
probably, yeah.
You haven't really seen it.
Okay, so not
it's
necessarily.
Not like open. Like if it's happening, it's not like open. It's not like we're all just like.
Because back in the 80s, 80s and early 90s, they were all doing fucking lines in the fucking locker room.
Yeah, no,
like, it wasn't even hidden.
That, nah.
Do you have some suspect bitches that you think are doing it?
I'm sure there are. Yeah, you got your eye out.
Damn, dude, that's crazy as fuck. I could never do that. Would you ever do it?
No.
Well, that's good for you for staying fucking wholesome over there. She's like, all natural bitches.
I'm over here every week going, drugs are good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying they aren't, but you are responsible for someone else's life, in that ring.
You got a point there. Me being at home, I don't have, like, it's me.
Yeah. I carry a lot of bitches. I can't drop them on their head.
Do you have brothers or anything like that?
Little brother, little sister.
Little brother, little sister. Are they interested in wrestling? Have you talked to them about anything that they're doing like that?
No, I don't think they're interested in wrestling.
What? Come on, man. It's not a family thing. Fuck, dude. Like, dad, daughter, son, nothing? That's crazy. No. Do you have a signature move?
Yeah, I got a few.
All right, talk me through these moves and how they came about.
Well, I used to use a choke slam a lot. And that's just, that's kind of every big person's move, right? Because it's pretty interesting.
I don't know. I don't typically choke slam bitches on the weekend, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking
about. A choke slam, yeah, because it's, tall.
And are you talking about with the hand where you go like that and you just throw them down?
Yeah, you throw them up, then you throw them down.
Dude, don't ever fuck with this chick. She'll actually choke slam you. Holy shit.
I don't think she'd be able to pick you up, bud. I think you're good.
I'm like, and you know what's weird? I'm like slightly scared and like slightly turned on. It's like, like what the fuck?
My boyfriend's 230 pounds. I can carry him.
Shut up.
Yeah. So if you're under that, you're in trouble.
Oh my
God.
Not. All right.
He's not.
He's well above.
Sorry, but I would break those fucking knees if you tried picking me up, okay? So, choke slam, what else you got?
A falcon arrow.
Huh?
Okay.
Okay.
What the fuck's a falcon arrow? Yeah, get up, show me, showtime. Let's see what
Suplex.
this is.
You basically have like their head here, and you pick them up like this, have them straight up, and you
Like
want
where their feet are up in the air, right?
feet are straight up. Yep.
Okay.
And the cool thing, if you can get it and keep it up there forever, that's when you look really cool because you're just kind of like
Walking around with them.
Then you flip them onto their back, and I sit out. So
When you sit down, does something happen to them, or is it just so that you guys go down together?
no, it just looks cool, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. Do you have any other signature moves other than those two? Like do you have like your one closer that like that's what Rebel Kel is known for? And
Yeah,
if not, are you going to?
Right there. Then there's, moves I like to do throughout the middle of the match, but those are my two finishers right there. So if you see one of those, you got to know it's over or that person's a beast.
Damn. Do you ever do like so like with like the La Luchadors, like all the crazy high rope action?
Yeah.
Have you thought about getting into the crazy fucking double flip iron elbows? Like, what are we talking here?
Yeah, I have. I practiced that stuff. Like, I did do some springboard stuff, but for the most part, pro wrestling's a dance, right? So I'm going to be against most girls, I'm going to be the big person. I'm going to be the base.
Right.
They're going to be the flyers. So yes, I like that role of doing those like flippy thingies, whatever.
Right.
But usually if that's like in a match with a man.
Whoa, hold up. You pro wrestle men?
Yes.
Who the fuck is this Dan?
You just went
Where
to
the
like
fuck did you find this person?
Super duper fucking cool for Ryan there.
Yeah, whoa. Okay. Back it up. Okay. Do they take it easy on you? I feel like that's kind of a thing where like
it's funny because in like when I got like I'm the only girl in my training school or whatever, but when there's like a new guy and we're like chopping each other, which is basically a slap right to the chest, right? Those are flying. Those are like real. So it's funny, like we'll get a new person or, even someone that just hasn't wrestled me before and they are like afraid to hit me. And I'm just like you gotta fucking hit it, like fucking throw that shit, like throw it. And it takes me saying that sometimes before they realize, okay, like.
You gotta go for it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, did you just say you guys just show up and start slapping each other?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
We'll get drunk and start slapping each other too.
What the that don't ever get drunk with her either. She'll start slapping the shit out of you.
Yep.
Okay,
oh
so
my God.
One free lick, just one free lick.
So my question is, with all these moves, which one's your favorite one to do on your boyfriend when he pisses you off? When he's just getting on your
Holy
nerves.
shit, that's such a great question. Do you pull the moves out on him when he's being a dick?
Yes, I do.
You just blew Ryan's mind.
Bro, you probably emasculate the fuck out of that dude,
It's
bro.
so funny. He like sent me this chokehold today. It was like a TikTok of this girl choking out this guy, and I was like, "Thanks, I needed more material. I've been running out of shit." But
Dude, I could honestly, I don't even like. I think it'd be cool as fuck to date a professional female wrestler, but
Ryan would get beat up all the time.
I don't know how I'd feel. I just don't know how I'd feel.
Basis.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, kudos to you for being smart and strong and awesome, but don't beat me up when you come home. Like, like what the fuck, man? Like, I could just see her. Like, I could see two things. I could see him asking her to open up the pickle jar, or I could see her beating his ass because he used up all the mayonnaise. Like, what the fuck?
Jesus Christ.
It's funny because we were talking about diversifying business here. Someone asked me for a shoot where I was beating him up, basically. Actually, I got a couple of requests. So
wait, hold up, back it up. So are you talking about that thingy that you were saying earlier about the whole like you could pay $100 to say happy birthday type dealio? and said they'd pay you for a video of beating up your boyfriend. This shit's gotten out of hand, Dan. What the fuck is going on right now?
This is why I say quarantine's stupid. We all need to stay working. Otherwise, this is what happens.
Yeah, right.
People are paying her for domestic violence, Dan. This is not okay.
What happened in their lives?
No, what happened in your life? You're the one that no, you're the one that's beating up your fucking boyfriend. That's absolutely crazy. Lost it, son of a bitch. I'm sorry. I was too far gone on this pickle jar thing, and you're being super fucking strong and shit like that. Okay, other than working out,
yes,
and other than being genuinely worried that shit's gonna be fucked up for a while, how have you been spending your COVID? And how long have you been when did you start? Yeah, how long has it been for you so far?
Well, I got home from Mexico on March 16th, and March 17th everything was closed. So my boyfriend owns 2 gyms. I am a server 1 day a week. So both of our stuff got
no one needs to know that though, okay? I got you.
But so both of our stuff got shut down on the 17th. So since then,
damn,
we've been doing kind of like this online course about online fitness and that sort of thing, and
like a workout thing, or like a is it Taibo?
Nutrition? No, it's just working out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I don't do that, neither does Dan, so we were generally kind of curious about what's fitness like? I don't fucking know.
I work
oh
at
my God.
The gym just by my house sucks. Can't stand it. Every time I try and go in there, it's like one of each thing.
Right.
So it's just super small, so I haven't switched gyms yet.
Yeah.
I forgot what a gym fucking looks like, man. Fuck that. I ain't got time for that.
Have you ever seen one?
Kudos to health and fitness. I've done it before. I've made all sorts of drastic changes. I've done I've done the whole thing.
But Taco Bell's life.
No, I don't even like Taco Bell, bro. Like, I really don't. Like, my thing is like, obviously, I would love to last a very long time.
Right.
Fucking great. But, and it's not, I mean, it's kind of the same mentality about Taco Bell, but it's like more about like other shit. Like, I love to get drunk on the weekends, and I like to go have fun with friends, and
you gotta live
like,
life.
You know what I mean? Like, cause
I'm in the same boat, right? Like you don't know, I guess, but yeah, I like to party on the weekends and during the week too, maybe, who knows,
You also like to slap bitches in the face too, so I don't fucking know. Well, cause like, I mean, I'm obviously, health and fitness is really, it's a lifestyle. It's never been a fad. It should never be a fad. It's not like I'm going to do this for 2 months and drastically change my fucking life. It's like, if you're going to do it, you got to consistently do it, and you got to do it forever. Like, otherwise it's just not going to work. Like, that's just how things go.
Yeah.
And trust me, the commitment part is what breaks people. That's not, you can spend all the money and all the fucking shit on all the DVDs and all the other bullshit. It doesn't fucking matter unless you're going to commit to it. And it's not that I have committed to it a few times. And then it's that plateau that quickly puts me in check. Yeah. And I'm just like, and which is definitely what separates people. It's the people who get through the plateau and continue to do it, and able to be a female wrestler, and blah 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 blah. Like, or then you got
Brian plateaued, and then he heard the carbs calling his name. He went back.
No, back when I was doing it, I was also battling a lot of vices, so I definitely chose
the vices over, and I've been there as well.
Yeah,
I've been there as well, where I'm like, fuck the gym. Like, I have definitely gone through phases as well. But
is there, with your schedule, is there like an on season, off season, to where like you're not working out as much and then busting ass?
No, pro wrestling's actually the only sport that has no off season. They wrestle like, how many days? I can't remember how many days it is. It's like 300 days a year of travel or something like that.
Jesus.
Yeah, they're always on the road.
Holy shit, man.
They don't have.
You must have a really good car with some really good gas mileage.
No,
Or do you
didn't
just
hear
fly
earlier
everywhere?
She likes getting the plane tickets in her deal, right?
I don't know. There's still planes, trains, and automobiles, man. She could travel. She could fucking.
Yeah, I've done some travel down to Oregon and stuff like that, but we'll carpool. It's actually pretty cool. The wrestling community is pretty close knit, so everyone will carpool together or whatever.
So
I bet. Okay, is that one big party? For real, what?
No, because you would think that we're not like all friends. You know,
I would totally think that you guys would just be fucking raging in a hotel somewhere,
Yeah.
just getting all sorts of fucking lit up, and then you start slapping each other in the chest, getting hyped up.
Well, that's happened
Like,
for sure.
That's so crazy to me.
We'll play a beer pong and loser gets a chop.
oof. I don't like your version of beer.
Yeah, whoa, what is going on here? Whatever just happened to taking a nice little cash sip of beer, I gotta get worried about getting fucking titty slapped. Like, dude, calm down.
Just don't lose.
Easier said than done. Jeez. Also too, I feel like I would definitely not lose if I knew that I was gonna get slapped a bunch if I did lose. I feel like anybody's game would just be
Elevated.
Thank you. Absolutely. If wrestling didn't work out, what would you do? And so we'll say pre-wrestling. So when you got out of college, what was the thought process? What was it? And then if wrestling doesn't work out now, what would you transition your life into?
Pre-wrestling, I kind of wanted to do like building custom houses, maybe.
Building or like designing them?
Just the HBIC of them,
Okay. All right. She's got a huge dick. All right. What's the next part? Got it.
But now I think I would do some other martial art. I think I'd do full jiu-jitsu and not obviously try to make a living off that. I'd have to probably go back. I'd love to flip houses or do something like that.
Right on. That's what I'm getting into right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm getting into real estate, into wholesaling, and then I'm going to try and work my way to get my realtor's license and start doing rentals and flips.
I would love to do that. So I still need a sport, so
Yeah.
I'll be doing
I started doing that.
Join a softball league?
Hey,
not in my contact.
First off, Dan, fuck you. Softball is a great fucking sport. I love it, and I happen to be really good at it, okay? Don't fucking take that from me.
That's because you don't have to run more than 50 feet.
Listen.
And then you get to take a break and take a breather.
Exactly. Well, first off, exactly, okay?
This is Ryan at first base.
You're not wrong, but I'm like Dan, I'm like a freight train, okay? When I get going, there's no stopping me, okay? And first base, you need to get the fuck out the way, otherwise I'm gonna take your ass out, okay? Just let me have my moment. I can't be hurt. I can't fucking slap people in the chest all day, okay? Softball's great, okay? Thank you. Jeez Louise.
So if you didn't have a sport of wrestling, what sport might you play?
I've played everything. I've done rec softball leagues too.
She shits all over it. She's like, yeah, I used to play rec softball. It wasn't cool enough.
I've done competitive pool. I've done
billiards?
flag football. Yep.
Jesus Christ. So don't play pool against her either. Don't meet her in a bar and be like, hey, let's make a bet on a game.
Money that way.
Damn. I guess the shorter list would be like, what haven't you done? Holy shit.
If it's a sport, I've done it. I've done every sport.
So you played polo?
Yeah.
You played?
Just kidding.
Wait,
no.
I was about to say, holy shit.
But I'm surprised that you found a sport. So
I bet you I could name 5 in a row that you haven't done.
Let's see.
You ready?
All
So
right.
polo, swashbuckle.
That's not a sport.
Wait, that's a sword. Fucking what's
That's not
the
even
fencing?
so, Jesus.
Fencing.
Fencing. Oh my God.
Have you done
That's the
fencing?
second time he's fucked up fencing.
Have you done it? All right. Cornhole.
Yes.
Oh, okay, fuck.
Who
Never
hasn't
mind.
played cornhole?
I love cornhole.
It was just a question, man. I don't know what her life is like. I'm just
People are
curious.
probably like tailgating outside her events playing cornhole.
Ooh, I have a good one. Okay. Because this is something that I would do if I was a professional wrestler. Has
Tell me.
someone ever tossed you a beer while you're doing something and then you just slam the fuck out of it and look super cool?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
I was
I'm
part of
like
like
really.
a posse
Look
called like
on
the
his
after
face.
party. Yeah, we were called the after party, and we would always go out there, and people would be like begging us to take their beer. They're like, "Take mine," and we'd always just grab whatever.
Dude, all I gotta say is my life is trash compared to this girl's life right now. Like, holy shit, dude. Like, if that doesn't inflate your ego by 1,000, like, I don't know what the fuck does, because that's just,
It's fun.
yeah, it just like, it
He's
just,
done nothing with his life.
the whole thing just sounds so triumphant. Like, the whole it's almost like standing on top of the world, like, and people are fucking shouting your fucking name. Like, I completely understand why somebody would want to do that. It just absolutely, fuck, man, you did it. That's all, you totally did it. You found a way to do it, and that's super fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's a good feeling for sure. Walking out the curtain and hearing the crowd, it's awesome. But right before I walk out the curtain, I'm literally like about to piss myself, like, because I'm just so, like, I don't know. And then the second I walk through the curtain, it's like, it kind of all just like falls into place.
Okay. For some reason, this question just popped into my head for the girl listeners. So obviously you've got like this whole persona and this outfit, and I'm guessing you have like a lot of stage makeup on.
Yeah.
I'm guessing like for the girl listeners, like how do you keep the makeup on? Like if you're just sweating and just
I haven't figured
everywhere.
that out, to be honest. It sucks because I never take pictures with fans before my match. I always like to stay hidden so people don't really know I'm there. And then when they hear my entrance music, they're like kind of more surprised to see me. But
Very methodical.
yeah, but like all my pictures with fans are like horrendous because it's always like after my match and I'm like sweaty and red face and my makeup's down my face and like I'm like, shit, maybe I should go out there and like take some pictures before.
Well, okay, kind of feeding off of that, what is it important to you to have makeup on pre-show? Like, is that, I mean, obviously you have your persona, you have your get up,
Mm-hmm.
but if you know that at the end of the match, that's what you're going to look like, does it necessarily, do you still feel like it still matters? Like, that's something you have to do pre-show.
The image, right? Like it's
Well, I mean, yeah, but you
look like at the end of the show, you look like you just had like one hell of a night fighting people.
yeah, which you know,
Which
she technically did.
Which I did.
Technically, she did do.
That's why I said it.
Do you find obviously, like, saying you grew up, you were very tomboy-esque?
Yeah.
And I will definitely say you still probably are because you smack bitches around all the time.
Yeah.
But do you have a girly girl side? Do you still find time to do things? So is that a thing?
Yes and no. Earlier in that, like, I put on makeup and do my hair now. But I'm earlier in that sense. But still no, because I don't really know, like,
right.
I don't have a face wash. I don't do my nails. I
kind of feel like you
pretty low maintenance.
do female do they don't do the whole nail thing, do they? I feel like you wouldn't.
I feel like that would cause some problems.
Yeah.
Well, they're at least painted, usually, but
not like super long.
I've seen it, but I've seen it, but then I've also wrestled at places. I went and wrestled at Booker T's down in Texas. I don't know if you know who that is. You said you're not a wrestler.
Booker, excuse me, Booker T, the fucking Nigerian wonder. That dude's blacker than anybody I've ever met in my life, dude.
So I wrestled down there for a month, and they had rules about nails and stuff, but for the most part,
that's crazy.
There's not a lot of regulations because it's a bunch of promotions are all kind of independent.
Right.
Businesses.
Is there a lot of, okay, so just like you just said, there's a lot of promotion and stuff like that with independent businesses. Are there agencies and or talent agents, representatives solely, do you have an agent or do you just do it all yourself?
I do it all myself, but I've met with an agent that wanted to represent me basically.
Talk us through that. How does that work? How does that relationship? Obviously, they promote you and they try to get you matches and stuff, but financially, do you think that would be worth it to have someone who does that? Or
it's still something I think about a lot. I think that I personally probably would be better off being represented just because one, I'm not a bargainer. I'm not I don't know. I'm just not good at that kind of stuff. Right. But I didn't sign because I was kind of worried about this financial part. But yeah, it was a bunch of stuff like YouTube, or we had contracts about everything: YouTube, Instagram, merchandise,
right.
Everything.
Wow, that's because you said you have 11,000 followers on Instagram, which is absolutely awesome. Well, I was about to say, with that type of stuff, and you seem that you wrestle globally, it's a more than just a, inner Seattle thing. It's definitely way bigger than that. So I could definitely understand why you would for sure want, if I was going that far, I'd probably want some sort of representation, but and it depends on the percentages too. That's how I feel about not having a rental company manage my property, because they wanted 12% for the exact same thing that I do for free, and it's
well, that's
where's
kind of where I was at. Okay, for instance, he wanted 50% of the YouTube. If I make any money in YouTube, he would get 50%,
Jesus.
right?
That
was the biggest percentage. Everything else was 10%, and I don't pay anything for him. It's just if he gets me a gig, 10% goes to him. Which his argument was that he'll probably negotiate for me at least 10% more than I would have negotiated for myself. Therefore, he pays for himself, right? And then the YouTube aspect, the 50-50 was only because, as it is right now, my YouTube doesn't make any money. And he was offering that I send him all my video footage. He makes the videos for me. I don't even clip them, trim them, nothing. He makes the videos for me, and they are totally in charge of my YouTube. So 50% steered me away, and that's what I was worried about. But here I am 1 year later, still not haven't done a damn thing with my YouTube. What
do you do with your what exactly is the content on your YouTube channel?
I've got 5 of my first matches on my YouTube channel from years ago.
Okay, so it's recordings of you wrestling, basically. Yeah. Okay.
And I should upload my matches every time I have a match, but no.
We're down. Ryan, we crashed.
Amateur hour here.
Okay.
We're upside down. There we go. I got a little dizzy. Jesus.
No.
Down. Someone needs to yell Mayday next time.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. But anyways, a year later, I still haven't made $1 off my YouTube. So now I'm kind of did I make the right choice?
Well, was that initially your thought process? Were you trying to monetize YouTube, your YouTube stuff, or were you just simply trying to put your content out there for people to see you?
I was just trying to put my content out there for people to see. I actually didn't even realize you could monetize YouTube until he told me.
We just got on YouTube recently. We found out there's actually a level you have to hit before you can even monetize. Yeah. So putting ads on your video and you're not getting even a touch of it.
Yeah.
but it's like, so we have to get
a certain amount of followers.
It's 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of video watched in a 30-day period.
Damn.
We will never get there. Nope. Sorry. That just sounds like a fuck ton. Sorry. I'm just a piece of shit. I'm sorry. When you were talking about, when you made your YouTube and all that type of stuff, did you ever think about the other things that you possibly would do with it? Like, would you ever do like how-tos and instructionals and like all that type of stuff? Is that type of stuff that you do as well?
Yeah, I was like, I recorded a video this week I was thinking about putting up there that was basically a makeup tutorial for tomboys. And I'm just I don't know what the fuck this is, but
take us through. Take us through that. Give us a short, brief description of what it's like to put makeup on a tomboy. Is it very?
I don't even know what I'm doing. Like,
would you consider it fairly simple, or would you consider it fairly complex?
Simple.
Just little schmish,
splash,
a little this, a little bit of that,
and like lashes.
How much? So how much time do you spend doing your makeup for Rebel Kel though?
I'd say maybe about the same. I just kind of dig it in harder,
Like, it's so funny. It's so funny because, like, in her eyes, it's just fucking war paint. Like, just stay on my face and we'll call it a fucking day. And you see those videos of people who are taking like 2-3 hours to do.
I have no idea who could have the patience for that. Like,
okay, even better. You're a tomboy and you're a girl. How do you feel about women who use excessive makeup that take an hour and a half to do their fucking makeup?
Oh, like, my ex took like 2 hours every day.
Yeah.
You leave for work at 9 p.m. and she had to start getting ready at 7. What?
Yeah, I honestly, I don't envy that at all. Like, I have, girls that I work with or whatever, their makeup is always done. And God bless them, like, they always look on point. They always look great, but I could never do it. I honestly could never do it.
I hope not. That sounds absolutely horrible.
It's a nightmare for boyfriends too, because it's everywhere. Makeup everywhere, makeup cases, and like my ex wanted like 3 different kinds of mirrors, so I got mirrors everywhere.
Yeah.
And there's no room for me to put anything on the counter in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Just like,
well, like kind of like how you said, Dan. I remember having an ex who was perpetually late for everything. This bitch would have been late for her fucking funeral if she could have. But it's like just like you say, I don't get it. Like how and why do you need to take that much time to put?
Looking good ain't that important to me. Like you said, we got a life to live. We don't got time. We don't got time.
I don't got time to bullshit. I can't even put the same 2 fucking socks on. Like, I don't.
I'm lucky if I showered. Okay, like fuck off.
Okay, that's weird. You need to fucking shower. Okay. You took that shit way too far. That's fucking weird. Especially being a wrestler.
Socks, all right.
Hey, whoa, listen. Don't be talking shit about my socks, okay? My socks are pretty nice, okay? I bought them myself. Costco brand, okay? Thank you. Hygiene's another thing. Socks are a different thing.
Were you about to show us your foot?
No, I wasn't. Don't. I would never. I'm not in the feet game, okay? And even if I was, you'd have to pay for these tootsies, okay? So don't even try to start with that shit. I don't fuck around.
Pay you to put your shoe back on.
Yes.
Hey man, what can I say? What can I say?
I wanted to go back. We were talking about promotions. I didn't get asked this question. I was very curious for the level of wrestling, because I don't know if there's different levels of it. Like, what does the pay range for a match cost? Or what do they pay you? Like not a specific one, but like a range.
Well, I think I know people that get paid a lot more than I do. Let's just say that. But so the level I'm at is called independent, which basically means that any company can hire me for one night or for 6 months or whatever. Anyone can approach me with a contract. I'm not signed to WWE. I'm not signed to AEW. I can say yes or no to any request. It ranges. Like sometimes, there's small companies that I just know, like, I have fun wrestling there because it's a smaller crowd or whatever, and I can like try out like stuff, like moves that, or stuff I've been wanting to try out but don't want to take to like the big shows yet. I'll try it out there, so I don't mind like the lesser pay in shows like that. Or on the other hand, a show that gets me a lot of publicity. There's one in particular in Seattle that gives me a lot of like screen time, and I get a lot of like viewers from this place. I don't mind taking a small paycheck from there either.
But your payout's different though. Like you might be getting a little bit less in cash, but like you just said, your screen time and your publicity and the amount of people that get a hold of you, that's going to pay for itself in general. Like,
absolutely. And there's a difference if the show is 15 minutes from my house or if it's 3 hours from my house. That matters.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I would say like the lowest I'd do a show for is like $50.
I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Someone could pay you $50 to throw your shit around?
Yeah.
So for my 4th of July party, can I pay you $50 to come wrestle at my house?
Oh, Jesus.
You're gonna have to rent a ring, but yeah.
Girl, this is backyard wrestling. There's no fucking ring. Come on, man. You said you said $50. What did you expect there to be for $50?
Well,
I would pay you a lot to watch you choke slam this asshole.
okay. Yeah, no, I'd probably do that for free.
Wait a minute. I got it for both of you. So if you will have us again, that'd be super greatly appreciated. But next time we do this podcast, you should give me a tutorial on wrestling, and you should definitely do that. That would cause a lot of buzz. Okay.
I think he's saying once we get a studio, he would like to invite.
Exactly.
Then I could put you through a table.
I would totally fucking do that. Can we do that? Dan, can we legally do that?
You can sign a release. I don't care.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Put my ass through a table. That'd be
As long
fucking
as
cool
no
as
one's suing
shit.
anybody, we're good.
As long as no one's what?
No one's suing anybody.
Yo, you can put my ass through a fucking window if you want. That's cool as shit.
Yeah.
I'm totally down. Cool. Fuck it. I'm in. Dan.
This is going to be... I know.
This is going to go really, really, really good or really, really, really bad.
I see a lot of planning in my future.
And just so you know, I'm in the meantime, I'm going to come...
Great. I only see good things happening.
I'm going to make sure there's like an EMT right outside.
Optimism. Her level of optimism is pinnacle for this right now. She's so fucking ready.
It'll be
She's
fine.
like,
I'll take care of you.
Yeah, she's like, any chance to throw a dude, I fucking will. Like, you don't gotta ask me twice.
I just want a chance to record you getting your ass kicked by her.
Bro, that would get you know how many followers that would get me if a professional female wrestler threw my ass through a fucking table? Yes, please. Get me followers. I'm totally down.
Yeah, we could make like a TikTok or something. That would go viral as fuck.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
Professional wrestler throws tattoo artist through a fucking table.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'll tell you this though, I am gonna be coming with my own persona though. I'm gonna have my outfit on.
I would expect
ready.
this. I thought this was the outfit.
What, the Hawaiian shirt?
No, his outfit is actually a like a Speedo and a Hawaiian shirt. Yeah.
No. I'll think of something. I'm gonna have to do some research. And okay.
Jesus.
Would you consider female wrestling, obviously yours is pretty subtle, but are there people that go for the super outlandish looks still these days? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like what?
I feel like there's a lot of evil, people with face paint and
like the fucking what's the guy with the white face and the black he looks like fucking Batman to me, honestly, but like you know who I'm talking about, right? Damn.
Who is that? I can't remember. Is it
the fucking he's got like the long like greasy ass hair and then it's like white and he's got like black. Is that what it is? The Undertaker?
Might have been the Undertaker.
I
actually don't watch.
I'm not into wrestling, so I don't know.
I find it super fun, but it's just.
From Kiss.
She's not wrong.
Yeah.
She's not wrong.
Maybe talking about
I couldn't imagine. I feel like if I was a wrestler, and I feel like yours is pretty tame. I feel like if I was a wrestler, I would want to have a very simple outfit that's not, and
Well,
I guess
what would
it could.
you look like if you got a character? Describe your characters right now. What is your character? What's your character all about? What's he look like? What's he do? How cool is he?
Okay, well, he's certainly not that cool. We'll just throw that out there really quickly. Not that fucking cool. Probably overweight, cause fuck health. I don't know. And
His outfit is going to be stained white boxers and a stained wife beater.
no, I think honestly, I think what I would really like to do is to look. It would probably be some sort of like luchador /
Jesus.
collegiate wrestler. Like I'd like to have a what's the
Spandex onesie.
but not a full onesie. It's got like the short shorts, like a collegiate wrestler. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
Like
then
something-
kind of
something
like
like-
suspender type.
Yeah. Okay, so it kind of keeps my fat in. You know what I mean? It kind of tucks me in a little bit.
Christ.
It's like a good pair of Spanx. It keeps me tight, keeps me right.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I don't. They got
Yeah.
And I'd probably have. Do you wear boots?
Yeah.
Like what? Like Doc Martens or something? Like what kind of boots do you wear?
They're like red ones that go up to like your knees, right?
Well, those were the old boots. Now I got white ones.
Okay.
Excuse
The red
me.
ones.
Okay.
Yeah, I used the red ones for years.
How does it? Okay, so how do you feel that you're wearing knee-high boots when you wrestle? Like, does it like, is your movement good? Like, do you feel?
My movement's better now that I don't have the knee-high boots, I think.
Okay, so you brought them down.
I brought them down.
So what are they like? Are they like Doc Marten length now? They're like kind of half cast style boots, or like?
A little higher than that, a little
Yeah.
higher than that, but not much.
Okay.
Kind of in between.
I feel like I would love that ankle support, because I got tender ankles. I'm a big boy. They crack a little bit sometimes. So like, probably the onesie, maybe some half, I don't know, some half calf boots, something good, but maybe not leather though. Maybe something a little bit more athletic, some more movement in there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Almost
But
like
Gonna need some knee braces.
Olympic wrestling shoes or something.
yeah, okay, like that. Like boxing shoes, something a
Yeah,
little bit
Ace
more.
Whatever.
Yeah, something like that. And definitely no cape, nothing flashy. I don't want to get choked out by my own cape. But I definitely think I would dabble in the luchador masks. Specifically, I feel like I would it's like when you're playing football and you have a helmet.
Yeah.
It's like a false sense of confidence where I feel like I could do more if my identity was hidden behind a great mask. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like it's the Batman effect or the Superman effect, the glasses.
Would you, if you were a luchador like that, would you like live the gimmick in that no one would ever know that Ryan was this guy?
Oh, you can't. You have to live the life. There's no way I could let somebody know who I really was. Like I would just have to.
So you would have like two separate Instagrams where like one is Ryan, just Ryan, and then they would never know that
Nope.
you're also this person.
Fuck no. There's no way. Like
I
you
feel
can't.
like you just sat around thinking about this way too much.
Hey, listen. She asked a question. Listen, I'm genuinely curious. I've been so excited about this
since you were like 10.
I'm so excited that she's on the podcast. I'm genuinely curious, and she asked me the question.
Yeah, he was stoked to get you on. I came across you on Instagram a while ago. I said, "Hey, we should get her on the podcast." The response I got back was, "Fuck yes."
Yay!
Dude, come on. It's not every day you get to talk to a professional female wrestler. Okay, fucking sue me. My bad, I was excited. But
It was like a kid on Christmas. He was super stoked.
I think, I don't know, I feel like I could never do the, like how The Rock and Stone Cold just had like a diaper on? Like
Yeah.
I could never do that. Like there's nothing special down there, so there's no way I could play that card. So like it would have to be something that keeps me right, something,
no,
but with
Everyone
the
wants to
cut
wear
off,
something flattering.
like,
See, for me, John Cena took exactly what I would wear if I was a wrestler.
Yeah.
I'm
some
just
gay ass
just
cargo shorts.
Well, he wore cargo shorts. Sometimes he wore jean shorts, though, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he wore like a combination because that's what I used to wear when I was younger.
Cena wears jorts.
Yeah, he wears shorts.
And then,
oh my god.
Yeah, the chain, the boots. It's like exactly like I didn't even watch wrestling, and that was kind of my persona when I was growing up.
Well, that doesn't surprise us, Dan. Not one bit.
I know. Walked around shirtless everywhere. Had a chain around my neck.
Oh god.
Instead of you can't see me, my mom would say something like, I can't hear you.
Yeah.
if you didn't have Rebel Kel as a persona, because you asked me, so I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah.
What would your secondary outfit persona be? Would you keep with the punk rebel, like ass kicking woman type thing, or would you kind of?
I kind of.
Huh?
I said, but you're kind of asking me if I wasn't.
I am. But you could still have a tough mentality.
I don't know what I would do. Maybe like a cat suit or something.
Like a wait.
Like a cat woman?
Wait.
How many cats do you own?
None.
Really?
Good.
Surprising.
Cats are a waste of space. But
I do have a dog.
Are you talking about like a like one of them like cat woman like super
like Kill Bill?
Wow. Really? I feel like that would be so hard to wrestle in.
Yeah,
or like you would
super hot.
You just blow an inseam like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like I have a hard enough time with normal shorts blowing inseams, let alone a fucking leather suit while I'm fucking wrestling every
Kind of
day.
if you want to do like a Kill Bill cosplay in a match.
Do it.
Give me an idea.
That'd be dope, but that outfit would be so like hot to be in under like the lights and the movie.
Yeah. You're right.
Just imagine the amount of sweat. Like you're just gonna come out of that match like 10 pounds lighter.
Yeah. It's funny though, like whenever I have like something I'm worried about in my like gear or wardrobe, the second you're wrestling, you forget. Like my red pair of boots, for example, they didn't really fit my feet that good. I was always afraid they were like too loose on my feet. And the second you're out there, it's like you don't even think about that. People are yelling. You're worried about if you're about to get hit or if you need to be throwing a hit. Like there's
more important things to worry about.
Yeah, you ain't worried about if your tights are right. Like just trying to live.
Do you all okay, sorry, I had no idea what your outfit looked like, so I had to look on your Instagram. Do you always wear a leather jacket when you wrestle?
Well, I wear it as my entrance, then I like fling it off.
And then you do the whole like shit's about to go down, I'm about to whoop your ass, you pull the coat up. Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Cool. That makes total sense. Are there people who wrestle with like coats and shit on, or is it always the same where you like take your shit off? Because just like Dan said, like how could you like I would die if I had a coat on wrestling. I'd fucking overheat and die.
Yeah, no, they usually take it off.
Oh, okay. I was about to say that's some crazy ass shit if you got a girl who's just gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna keep this on. Just rest. I'm just gonna do my thing. Don't mind me, but I'm gonna keep this on here really quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you get ready, this will be like my final question, so I don't.
I was about to say this is your last question, bro.
When you get ready, do you like tape up? Like, what's your like? Take us through like your pre-process. Like when you're about to go on, like you said, you already feel like you're gonna piss yourself.
Yeah.
Take us take us like 20 minutes before that. You're sitting in the locker room. You're getting ready. What's going on with Rebel Kel?
I'll put on like Eminem. What's that? What is
Fucking
it?
Eminem.
I gotta listen to that song.
Is it Till I Collapse?
No, the words won't come out. He's checking, and I'm like, oh my god!
Like, you like listen to Lose Yourself.
Yeah, Lose Yourself. I'm like, I get one shot, one opportunity.
My god.
That's awesome.
And then after that's done, I might do some stretching. I might tape my ankle, but lately I haven't been. Normally I'm kind of just like, I'm almost like doing a dance like in the back because I'm kind of like thinking
loosening
about,
up.
like what my moves are, and I'm kind of just practicing a fucking nice kick. I'm fucking.
Right. She's in the zone. Palms are sweaty. Mom's spaghetti on the sweater already.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, sorry.
Last kicking you off this shit.
Last question. Have you ever did the fucked up thing where you eat like a big meal on accident and then like throw up?
Yeah.
Damn, dude,
not a big meal, but I kind of got into this phase of like we'd go fight and like fight at the bar or whatever.
Right.
This is in a match, so this is like, we're not just fighting at a random bar, but we'll be like fighting, and one time I like sat this girl on the bar stool and like hit her head on the bar or whatever, and I was like 2 shots of tequila, and I fucking like took the tequila shot, which I'd taken shots in matches before, but I take that shot of tequila, it hurts going down, like it's warm as fuck and just like hurts the stomach, right?
They didn't even chill that bitch. Oh god, I know what she's talking about.
Well, we're like mid-match, like my opponent's sitting at the bar like fucked up right now, and so like they're just like fucking pouring whatever. But we go back into the ring and we're like fighting, and I can just feel it sloshing like in my stomach, just like horrible warmth and just like tequila on an empty stomach. And I like,
God, did you get like that? Did you get the?
Just started vomiting. Like,
did you get the horrible fucking burny esophagus from the fucking?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's the worst, man. Especially warm tequila. Like, she couldn't even fucking chill it for you. Come on, man.
Now imagine just like getting beat down after doing that. It was.
I deserve that ass whooping after that warm ass shot of tequila. That's for damn sure. Fucking gross, dude. That is so gross.
Throwing up after that match.
Okay, so we're gonna have to wrap it up. But where can people find you, and where can people buy your merch if they want to?
Rebel Kel Wrestles is my Instagram handle. That's kind of my main source. Rebel Kel Wrestles.
Just Instagram.
Just Instagram. I got Twitter too. I think it's the Rebel Kel. And prowrestlingtees.com/Rebel Kel.
Hell yeah.
He's not pointing at anything.
Don't worry, all of your links will pop up when that's the whole thing.
No, they won't. I'm not that.
I got you.
At this video editing shit yet. Okay.
Dan, where can they find your sexy ass?
They can find me on Instagram at Big Danny G. You can find my photography at D Block Shots, and you can find this podcast at real_people. Also, I wanted to do a shout out to the Peg Your Pardon podcast. I was a guest on that podcast today. The subject was blowjobs. So
really?
Yeah, she wanted a male's perspective on what is important about oral sex.
Oh, I like it.
So
I wish we weren't cutting this off right now. I want to hear.
It drops on Wednesday. It always drops on Hump Day.
Okay.
And
what a special day to drop a podcast.
Yeah.
Hump Day.
So it's the I Peg Your Pardon podcast.
Oh, I Peg Your Pardon.
I Peg Your Pardon. Yeah. And then my first episode of Sex Work 101 with Bikini Barista dropped a couple days ago. Dropped this Monday. So when this comes out, or Wednesday. So we got another episode of that coming up too.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
Hey,
well,
where can they find you, motherfucker?
Well, if you get bored enough on Instagram, you can come check me out at Designs by Dino. You probably won't see any more tattoos. Just a bunch of pictures of my dog and some random shit that I'm doing, but that's where you can find me. Or you can find... Huh?
Why no more tattoos?
Because I don't got a fucking job, because we're not opening.
So if you want a tattoo, when this is all done, Ryan needs clients. Needs money.
That's true. We're hurting. In case you're wondering, everybody, we're hurting as an industry. Support your local tattoo artist.
As soon as we open, I plan on supporting you. I need some work done.
Nice.
Yo. Dan, are you taking us out or am I?
You can take us out.
All right, you ready for this, Rebel Kel? This will get you going. You ready? That's it for the day. That's it for oh god damn it! I got so tongue tied right there.
No, I was ready.
All right,
You
don't make me
failed.
laugh. Don't make me laugh. You ready? That's another episode of Real Ass People. I'm your boy Dino. That's your boy Dan. And that's that badass bitch Rebel Kel right there. One love. Thank you so much. We'll check you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Boom. See, I fucking told you I could do it. That was good, wasn't it?
This podcast is brought to you by OnlyFans Baristas on Instagram. At OnlyFans Baristas, we promote the hottest bikini baristas around the country and linking you with their OnlyFans.com account. Go follow at OnlyFans Baristas and start connecting with those sexy baristas today.